All right, welcome back, friends, to the Travi Wavi. I'm your affable host, Travis Eason, and once again, it's Thursday morning, so you know what that means. It's more Travi Wavi time. We're coming to you live as we do every Thursday from the Neon Parrot Studios in downtown Abilene, Texas, the storybook capital of America. We would love to have you come down and sit in our audience and watch us live. You can grab some coffee next door at Majestic Coffee Shop. Apparently, they're serving Onyx coffee, which is really quite tasty. I always enjoy it. Friends, I've got another wonderful guest for you this week, Tim Prosser. Welcome, Tim.
Hey.
Glad that you're here, man. Glad that you're here. So you were here for the very first Travi Wavi over a year ago when D. Grant was here, and you came down and kind of helped us tune in the cameras and work some of your production magic and all that.
Yeah.
And then you stopped in a couple weeks ago to catch a show, and I think Jeff Solomon was here.
I want to be you when I grow up.
Man, you should. It's easy. So Tim, welcome. Thanks for being here.
Yeah.
Tell me, sir, do you have any siblings?
I have one brother.
Okay.
He is 3.5 years younger than me.
Okay.
Just spent a week with him back in September.
Nice.
On a trip home.
Nice.
And we have a great relationship.
Good. You guys keep up and talk on the phone and stuff?
Not as frequently as we should. Time difference.
Yeah.
I'm going to blame time difference for that.
Yeah.
Whenever we do, we always catch up and happy to talk.
Good.
But, he works when I'm asleep because of the time difference.
Yeah. So and you're commenting on the fact that he's home in England.
Yes.
Where you're from.
Yes, I'm from England.
You're from England.
Yeah.
I wonder why we wouldn't have caught that with your accent or anything like that.
I'm originally from South England. Been in Texas since '97.
Wow.
Yeah. I'm a missionary kid. My accent's weird.
Okay.
It's weird, but if you know, it's common.
Okay.
So I'm English, but I'm a missionary kid, and in the 80s, 82 to 88, I was age 6 to 12. We grew up in Zimbabwe.
That's so cool.
My parents ran an orphanage, and then returned to England. I was 12, December of 88, and then at age 20, I had an opportunity to attend college in Dallas. And I came for 2 years, and I've been here ever since. And I'll say my accent's common if you know, because one time, and this weirded me out, one time I was serving wine at a private party, and a couple of ladies walked up, and I said, "What can I pour you to drink?" And her response was, "When did you live in Rhodesia?"
Oh.
I'm like, "Do what?" Come again. When did you live in Rhodesia? Well, it turned out that her mom was English, had lived in Rhodesia, now lives in Texas, and sounded just like me.
That's great.
Which is weird.
That is weird, but that's fun. So
But
if you
that's
know,
fun.
you know.
When you know, you know.
So you came to Texas and went to school.
Yeah, I came at age 20. It was crazy. So out of high school, I wanted to be a forensic scientist.
Okay.
And so in England, you graduate high school at 16, do 2 years of what we call A-level, which is basically pre-university study, focused study. So biology, physics, chemistry, and I aced my labs and F'd my tests.
Oh, man.
Forensic science was not in my future.
Oh, no.
Excuse me. And then one day, a little bit dejected, I woke up with the thought of, maybe I should go to London Bible College, study something familiar, being a missionary kid, just while I figured out my next steps.
Yeah.
Well, then before I knew it, Christ the Nations Institute in Dallas, Texas, materialized in about a year and a half. I was on a plane leaving home, coming to Dallas for 2 years. Now, what's interesting about that is it's actually in Oak Cliff.
Okay.
And in '97, Oak Cliff had the highest murder rate per capita in the whole country. That was not on there.
That was not
on their brochure. Now, I understand it's totally different now, but back then it was a wild experience for a 20-year-old Englishman.
Yeah. So you went to Christ for the Nations Institute, studied theology?
Yeah, well, no, it was practical ministry,
Okay.
but I'm a sax player, and the original thought was study music
Okay.
at the college. Like, that was kind of the end route. And I'd played sax for a while at that point, but music theory does not jive with me real well. My
Yeah.
ear's a lot better than my theory understanding.
Kind of like forensic science.
Yes.
Yeah.
And anyway, while I was at Christ the Nations Institute, or CFNI as it's known, they have chapel every morning, and they have multi-camera live video production going on. And I had the hots for a girl at the time. I was a girl caught my eye. Man in camera or girl in camera, operating camera. And anyway, I got involved in the video production side, and it was easy.
Okay. So that's
It
how
was
you.
a
That's
whole
how
lot
you
easier.
started.
So that's how I started video production. Was
Chasing a girl.
Chasing a girl.
Chasing a girl.
Yeah, that's a good reason.
Time
Yeah.
as it's a tale as old as time.
It's great. It's great.
Chasing a girl, and got my feet wet in video production. Loved it. It was supernatural to me.
Yeah.
Passion was quick to ignite, and then I finished 2 years there, which was the plan. And I don't know how I heard about the Art Institute of Dallas's program, but I talked my grandmother into releasing more funds
Thank
for
you, Grandma.
grades. Yep. And that's how I was able to make it all work.
Yeah.
Was my grandmother I knew I had an inheritance, and she tied it to grade
Education.
reports.
Good.
Yep, which was
good.
fantastic.
That's a great
I
way.
mean,
Thanks, Grandma.
there's a good lesson there. So the CFNI, I graduated with a 3.5, and switched from music to video, and then went to the Art Institute of Dallas for 2 years, video production. Graduated with a 3.9 in best portfolio.
Nice, dude.
Yep.
Nice.
In the spring of 2002.
So, had you heard of Abilene when you were in Dallas?
No. Yes.
Okay.
Over time, somewhere in there I had, because another young lady I met had come to Dallas from Clyde,
Okay.
and we were attending church in Clyde once or twice a month, and with Clyde comes Abilene.
Yeah, for sure. Little sister
And,
city, little
yeah.
suburb city.
Yeah, and so that was the initial connection to Abilene.
Okay, so you're coming out here for church to Clyde from
Right.
from Dallas Fort Worth.
And I graduated from the Art Institute of Dallas, did really well, figured I could work in any big city I wanted to. At the time, I was a city guy.
Yeah.
Dallas wasn't a problem. And nobody would respond. And it was really weird. You know, I did really well. I worked hard. Why is nobody responding? And besides God closing a door, I blame 9/11. You know, I almost feel like there was a hiring freeze post 9/11.
Yeah. Well, the world was crazy.
You know, the
for a while.
uncertainty of
Yeah.
everything. Anyway, folks at church started saying, you know, if you're looking to marry this girl, you might want to plant some roots out here. And I told them to affectionately shut their cake off.
Yeah. There's no way.
Why would I do that?
Yeah.
What a career killer. And I resisted and still no responses from any portfolio's or anything. And finally I told, this is a good testimony. I finally told God, I'm going home to England on vacation on Friday. Today's Wednesday. I will drive to Abilene tomorrow and put out resumes. So I drove to Abilene, put out resumes, flew home to England the next day, and literally Saturday, it might have been Monday, but immediately I got a response from Texas
All right.
saying, we just had to let our field producer go, and we got your resume and portfolio, and let's talk. So that was the beginning of my journey in Abilene at Texas.
You packed up. You moved out here,
Yep.
and that started.
Planted some roots.
And that started it.
That was 2002.
Wow.
Yep.
Wow.
Crazy.
So you worked at K Texas,
Yes,
and did you marry the girl?
that one I did.
Yep.
I did marry her.
Married her,
Yeah,
but divorced her also.
yeah.
Yep.
Ultimately, we got divorced, and then going through that whole hurt. I was at K Texas. Somewhere in there, I right around that time. Yeah, let me share this story. Right around that time, I almost got deported. Not because of wife number one, but I almost got deported. I was waiting on my green card renewal, and instead I got a nasty letter from immigration saying previously we asked you for more information. You failed to respond. So all rights and privileges associated with your green card, including working, are terminated. And I'm like, this isn't my green card.
What am I doing?
What am I doing? So I took it to work and said, what do you make of this? And they gave me 30 days leave, unpaid. And it took 45 days to get legal. I didn't get deported, but I wasn't able to work for 45 days. Lost my job. But I really liked working for K Texas and didn't want to leave the company. So I went to morning news. And took a pay cut, worked 4:30 a.m. to 9 a.m. And the providence of this, I mean, it doesn't seem like a good decision at all. Step backwards, as it were, or a couple of steps. But while I'm there working morning news, my marriage falls apart. I'm, wounded, struggling with that. It blindsided me. But 4 a.m., this chick, we'll call her a chick. She was a hot chick. Somebody that wasn't Abilene.
Yeah.
She was not 4 a.m. Abilene typical. Walked in, and I noticed her, but I'm trying to repair my marriage. And I noticed her, but I had no eyes for her, basically. But ultimately, she turned out to be wife number 2.
It's Stephanie.
Stephanie Prosser. Well, Stephanie Herndon.
Yep.
Yep, to become Prosser.
And I feel like I met you guys kind of early on, and or maybe y'all had just kind of gotten together or something.
We got together 2007, married in 2008.
Okay. And so it was probably like maybe 2009 or 10 that our paths started to cross, or maybe a little bit after that. But
Was that at Neon Parrot?
Neon Parrot? Yeah, I think just downtown in general, or maybe White Buffalo Art Gallery or something like that. Just sort of those.
And you're a tattoo artist, and she has
lots of tattoos.
lots of tattoos.
Yep.
So that might have been the.
Maybe she needs to come get a tattoo.
Maybe so.
Well, I've asked her to come on the show a couple times. She's too busy.
She is very busy.
She was my very first ask. I asked her and D. Grant.
Really?
And she said, no, I'm too busy.
I wasn't aware of that.
And then I asked her again a couple months ago. She said, no, I'm too busy, but Tim would love to come on. I said, well, we're going to get Tim on for sure. We're going to get Tim on for sure. So that's
I told her I'd tell you to keep it and keep after her.
Yeah, I will. I'll keep knocking. We'll get her on eventually. She's talented and busy.
She
got
is.
a lot going on, but
And super uncomfortable being in front of a camera.
that's okay. This is pretty safe, though.
I told her, a stretch is necessary for growth.
But this is safe. I mean, there might be a large audience here watching, but there might not be.
Right.
Our audience doesn't know.
No, and it's not like there's a gun stuck to my head.
Yeah, no, it's easy. Okay. So, so that's a good origin story. And you and Stephanie got married, and you guys have a son.
Yeah. Sebastian Jack.
And he is
Sebastian
15
Jack. He's
now?
15 now.
Okay.
Going on 16. He'll be 16 in November.
That's awesome. Isn't it great just watching the kids grow up?
It is.
And terrifying.
Went through his incredible growth spurt at 14 and a half and
Shot up.
still going. Yeah, taller than me.
Mm-hmm. So you and Stephanie met through K Texas.
Yes.
And then at what point did you, what was the kind of segue out of that? Because
out of K Texas?
Yeah.
Yeah, so working at K Texas was great. I loved it. I was the field producer, which that role filmed commercials for the station. In 4.5 years, I filmed over 1,000 for them.
Nice.
Which was crazy. Loved it. but didn't really pay enough. And so I started a video business doing live production things. You know, I did everything from weddings. There was UFC mixed martial art fights here in Abilene for a while. I did those singer-songwriter type things. Just I started a business doing anything and everything that
Video related,
help out, whatever, exercise the muscle. And when I met Stephanie and we ultimately got married, we decided to leave K, Texas and go out on our own. And so 2008, 2009, we launched Prosser Productions, Inc. The business had gone through several evolutions up to that point, but Prosser Productions, Inc., the first big project we did with that was virtual tours. That was back in
like real estate kind of and things like that, or
well, that's really the only industry that real estate and cruises was the only industry that were using 360-degree virtual tour technology at the time. I had the crazy idea that I could use the software and the technology to take places virtual, not just a house or a business, but we could go take anything virtual. So we took Abilene virtual, the top 10 things to do in Abilene. I did a virtual tour of each place, but then on a map, you could jump from one location to the next and do a complete virtual tour.
okay,
That project did that for the Abilene Convention and Visitors Bureau, and that project got second marketing campaign in the whole state,
nice, dude.
which was nice.
Yeah,
And we did that. We did Texas Forts Trail. There's 10 or 11 forts, maybe more than that, on the trail. Went around to each one and did a virtual thing. And then Lubbock. Took Lubbock virtual also.
okay,
So those three big projects were great. I was super happy with it, but there were hard sells and slow burns.
yeah,
And technology was moving fast. And so juice became not worth the squeeze.
yeah.
Changed directions and did other things like Pee Wee football and UFC fights. And
Interesting.
it was good times.
And so that was through 2008, 2009, 10,
And onwards.
Yeah. And then at what point? At what point did Stephanie want to focus more on fine art and murals and sign work? And then also, at what point did you decide to purchase In Focus? Was that all kind of like in the same?
No,
stream?
in Focus. In Focus is down the road. We've had that for the last 2.5 years.
Okay, so it's more recent.
We'll get there. But Stephanie, as an artist, when she was pregnant with Sebastian, she was afraid that paint toxins would affect him, and so she didn't paint at all while she was pregnant, or nursing and things. And then one day, she discovered that our son was into drawing, and she picked it up again.
Cool.
And then so that's where her journey went. And murals. When I met her, she painted small.
Okay.
And then she got this idea that she'd do mural, and she painted really big. And now she can't paint small anymore.
Painting small again.
No.
Well, I mean, anybody that's done mural work will tell you that it's a lot more work than painting on a canvas. And you've got to deal with the elements, which is
Always working around weather.
Terrible. The elements can absolutely crush your spirit when you're out there painting. If it's hot, windy, you're in the sun.
Right.
It's 110 degrees in
Summertime,
Texas.
she paints at night.
Yeah. It'll
And then,
sap you.
At night, because you need to be able to see, you have a flashlight or you have lights set up. Well, then they attract the bugs.
Yep.
And you just get bit up.
Yep.
There's danger pay involved.
It's
Just for the bugs, there's danger pay.
and ladders and lifts and all this stuff.
Yep.
Anyway, my hat's off to her for continuing to push through with all that. So you've been doing video work, production work. raising your son. Could we share about his y'all's journey with autism?
Yeah. So he was 2 or 3 years old, and Stephanie started seeing signs of things not right. One example would be she put him in his crib across the room, and she's leaving. She puts a goldfish cracker in her mouth, and he projectile vomited. And I was like, that's weird. Another time, she's in the kitchen cooking or whatever, and he's on the floor chewing on a knife blade. Blood, pouring out, but no response at all. Another opportunity, another sign, when he was able to, he was walking and running, he'd run the length of the house and run straight into the wall. And then he'd run the other way and run straight into the wall. It's like, something's not right here. It was about the height of a doorknob. So bam, bam.
Scary, too.
It's scary. Yeah, absolutely scary. Now, our pediatrician was a godsend. When a mother's pregnant, if they want an epidural, or there's a chance they might want an epidural, you have to watch an epidural video. And at the end of the video, new doctors that are coming out of residency, starting a practice, parade through and say, "Hey, I'm Justin Smith. I'm fresh out of residency, starting a practice. We'd love to have you as a customer." Well, this guy, Justin Smith, we like him. He was an absolute godsend. He was our pediatrician for about 3 years, and then Cook's Hospital snagged him. Abilene lost a good one.
Yeah, well, it is tough to keep talented people here unless you have some other reasons to put root down or to throw your anchor out. This is a fun segue. I was talking to somebody the other night about tattoo artists, and he was a young airman. And he said, "Yeah, most of the guys out here, they want to go to Dallas or Austin because they feel like anybody worth their salt is going to go to those markets because there's more money to be made." And I said, "Yeah, but some of us have raised our kids here and have grandchildren here too, and some of us want to make Abilene a better place to be." So just to say, we get great doctors, we get great talent across the board and all the different things, and yeah, maybe we are just a transitory place for people, or a place
training ground.
A training ground, it would be great if we could keep some more of the good ones, for sure. So anyway.
So Justin Smith, he was very knowledgeable about autism. I guess that he'd learned that in residency. And he was the first, he was quick to recommend diagnosis for Sebastian. Like, there's definitely big signs going on. Let's get an official diagnosis. It'll open doors for you. So we did that. Well, then the next phase of that journey was, if you're looking to have future kids, I recommend that you both as parents get genetically tested. Genetics has come a long way, and they're able to identify some things. And so this was 2012-ish.
Okay.
13 years ago. And anyway, we did the genetic testing at Cook's, and ultimately it came back that me and my son share the same chromosomal mutation on one chromosome. And what they know about this mutation, I don't know the name of it, but some technical name, but what they've identified is that when this mutation happens, it presents with autistic symptoms, for lack of a better word. And that rocked my world because it put it in perspective.
Yeah, but you hadn't thought about that really
No,
before
not at
for
all.
yourself. Yeah.
Not at all. And it put my, all of a sudden my childhood, my upbringing, my behaviors, even as an adult, social interactions and things. Stephanie jokes when she met me, and she's the only one that's ever called me out on this, but if this ever happens to you, let me know. but she's the only one that's ever told me that I walk off in the middle of conversations. I'm not aware that I do that. In my mind, the conversation's over.
It's done. We've
done
said what
and
we
I'm
need to
out.
say. I'm out. See ya.
But to know is to understand.
Yeah.
And it was crazy. I was 36 years old, and all of a sudden, I had answers.
Yeah.
Not that I was looking for or knew there was a problem, but
Yeah.
now it was like, oh my goodness, there is a problem, and now I've got some answers.
Yeah.
And
Some awareness, maybe.
a
even
lot
too.
of awareness. And so, being on marriage number 2, I felt like I was the common denominator, and I could see similar problems in, my second relationship as I did my first. And to me, it was a case of I'm the common denominator, so let's work on Tim.
Yeah.
Like, this is brand new information. Maybe I can fix it.
Yeah.
And so we started doing marriage counseling, did that for a couple, 3 years. For me, focusing on me, primarily because I wanted to learn about myself and how to socially interact with my wife and things. But for Stephanie also, the benefit was to know is to understand. And by understanding, by having the knowledge of me in a different way, she's able to extend grace and patience. And she's a trooper.
That's so good. It's good when, we learn things about ourselves, and maybe it's not what we wanted to know, but it really helps frame, like you said, awareness. Awareness is so important. It's 80% of the battle, I think. Just having the knowledge. Maybe it's me.
Dr. Phil says you can't change what you don't acknowledge.
That's right. Anyway, well, that's good. So things are going well in the marriage. You guys have a 15, almost 16-year-old boy, and and you guys are homeschooling Sebastian.
Yeah, we homeschool. We pulled him out of school in 3rd grade. At the time, during the yard meetings, they identified the officials, the experts, identified that he was having 20-plus meltdowns every school day. That's not healthy for anybody.
No.
And we were pushing for help, and ultimately, the school didn't have the funds for that.
Yeah.
Unfortunately.
Yeah.
So we pulled him out, and he does an online curriculum at his own pace. He's doing really well with it. Mom helps him with that. And the last year or so, we've had him at Sylvan for 2 hours a week.
Very cool.
And he's focusing on his comprehension, vocabulary, and reading comprehension and vocabulary.
Nice.
And in 1 year, he started off 3rd grade level, and he's pretty much caught up.
Nice.
In 1 year of 2 hours a day.
That's great.
Or 2 hours a week.
That's great. So props to Sylvan Academy.
Props to Sylvan Academy.
They're doing
I mean, they and what they told us was once we get his comprehension and reading up, where it needs to be, everything else will take off.
That's good.
His math. Math's the next challenge. But when it comes to math, they said if you can't understand the question, you ain't gonna.
How can you even go?
He's not gonna come up with the right answer.
You mentioned that navigating autism has taken a village.
Yeah, it's hard work.
Yeah.
We've been, as far as professionals go, he was, as a young kid, he had physical therapy, occupational therapy, speech therapy, behavioral therapy from Hendrick, Camp Able here in Abilene, equine therapy, phenomenal organization.
Yep.
Hats off to Camp Able. They do great work. Hendrick Heroes program, another equine that therapy that was periodic, but that was great. Grandparents. My wife's parents live here in Abilene, and they have been a huge help, huge support. And of course, Stephanie's been incredible as mom. But if we didn't have all those support structures,
Yeah. Makes it more difficult.
It would have been really hard.
Yeah.
Now, when you get a diagnosis, I mentioned that it opens doors for help with the official diagnosis. If you have a kid that you suspect, you notice things are wrong, seek out a diagnosis because it does open the doors.
Yeah, just more
For
resources.
a season we were on SSI and I wouldn't recommend relying on it, but it certainly helped there for a season.
Yeah, it's something we talk about on the channel a lot, that Abilene has a ton of resources available. And I think for a lot of people, they don't have that awareness or that knowledge, but there really are so many wonderful programs, whether that's for, autism or any other disabilities that anyone may have. Hendrick Hospice does an incredible job. There's just, the lists are very long with a lot of wonderful resources that are available to just anybody and everybody pretty much. So it's something to continue to highlight.
Yeah.
It's good. It's good.
Yeah.
So, this is a good one. When did you finally get your citizenship?
That's a good story. 2022.
Okay.
I'd already been in the States for 25 years.
Okay.
Is that right? 25, 35, 97, 25,
25,
28,
20
28
some.
years, something years. I was eligible for citizenship back in 2005, 2006, and that was due to marrying a citizen. And my only question at the time was, I get to keep my British citizenship, right? Because my family's there. I didn't want to trade one for the other, lose access.
Yeah.
And the agent at the time said, well, no, we quit doing that. So I said, well, I'm not interested then. I'll stay on the green card. And Google wasn't so popular back then. I don't even know if it existed.
Right.
Did it exist?
In 2000.
Was it mainstream?
2005, did you say?
5, 6?
No,
something
not,
like that.
I mean.
Not really, right?
Just starting.
It was there, but it was just starting.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I didn't question it. I was like, well, you know what you're talking about.
Yeah. You're the professional.
I'm not interested.
Yep.
So I went on with my life, and about the only benefit was or lack of benefit was I couldn't vote. But I could work, I could leave and come and go. So that was that. And then 2016, it was time to renew for another 10-year green card. And the thought crossed my mind, why don't you Google that information? Well, sure enough, Google took me straight to the to the immigration page, talking about citizenship and dual citizenship, and it turned out the information I was given 15 years earlier was true but incomplete. There was some nuances to the answer that applied to my British citizenship that weren't disclosed. So with that, I applied for my citizenship.
Cool.
And then COVID happened, and I found out that my application was in an office complex that was closed due to COVID, but not reopened just yet. And then one day I got a letter from immigration saying, your date's set for, I think it was 3 weeks from now. Show up at this time for your test. So,
how was that test?
Yeah, how was the test?
How was the test? Well, thank you, YouTube. Every question, so there's a lot of videos on YouTube with all the questions. Like the test is any 10 out of 100 questions.
Okay.
So know the answers to all 100 and you're golden.
Yep.
And YouTube has videos where they ask you the questions and give you the answers in order, and then they'll shuffle them around, and you just commit it to memory.
I like it.
And on the way there, I had it playing in the car, and I got 2 wrong on the way there, and sure enough, those 2 questions
were on there.
were on the test, and anyway, I aced them.
Good.
I aced them.
Good.
It was super good. It was a lot of fun.
Well, I don't think, generally speaking, if you're a natural-born U.S. citizen, you don't think about green cards and
I am
stuff
more
like
knowledgeable of civic matters
this, right?
than Americans.
Probably true. And I want to highlight this because I've had a number of family members. My sister's first husband was from France. They've got kids together. My sister-in-law is from Thailand. Got her citizenship. She did it right before 9/11. Right before 9/11, and I think it's changed a lot since then. And then my son's girlfriend's also from England, which is kind of fun. And so this is a conversation that we have around at my house, not all the time, but
Who's also from England?
my son's girlfriend, Rose.
Oh, right.
Yeah, wonderful. They're on their way to San Antonio right now to go play a show tonight. But anyway, but this conversation about citizenship and green cards and all these things, and my sister-in-law, we got a good friend down there in Houston, she's kind of going through the rigmarole now, because it's like you can work, but you also got to go to school in some of these cases. So there's just like a lot of like restrictions on foreigners that are working here and trying to do it the legal way and the best way possible. And I think for most of us, we don't have any awareness of that at all.
The legal way is purposefully hard. And the rules on the books haven't changed in 20, 30 plus years. But they're purposefully hard.
Yeah.
And to me, you respect it if you have to work for it. And it's not just given.
Yeah. I guess that's true. I don't know if I have a strong opinion about it. I'm just grateful that
I'm super grateful for the opportunity, and had I not had an inheritance and a grandma that loved me and wanted me to succeed,
right.
I'm not sure the opportunity would have been possible. However, I'm very grateful that it was.
Well, I think there's a whole conversation maybe we could have on the Travi Wavi at some point about immigration, since in some ways it's kind of a hot button topic with ICE and all the things.
It's a super hot button topic.
But I don't know that I'm going to be able to do it a lot of justice today. But let's say this: glad that you're a citizen now.
Yes.
Glad that you've been here and that you've created a beautiful family.
Yeah, and I'm
here
happy to vote.
Yeah.
One, I don't think I'll get in trouble for saying this. So the citizenship. Next to, almost second to, are you a terrorist or do you plan on overthrowing the government? Primarily, it was, do you pay taxes and have you always paid taxes?
Interesting.
It came up about 4 or 5 times in the meeting. Like, test your English.
Are you giving us our cut?
Yeah,
exactly.
Gotta make our money.
Basically.
Again, have you been giving us our cut?
Yeah, exactly. Let me test your English. Repeat after me.
Yeah.
Write down what I say.
Yeah. And are you paying taxes?
Are you paying your taxes?
Yeah. So funny.
It's almost like the number one rule to become an American is pay your taxes.
Pay your taxes.
Well, and for good reason, really. As part of my international student visa, the primary qualification was the financial side of it. Because as an international student, they didn't want me being a burden on America.
Yeah. No loans for you, no grants for you.
No loans for you, no grants for you,
Yep.
no jobs for you. Of course I had a Social Security card because they wanted their taxes. But I could only work 20 hours a week on campus, for minimum wage. On my Social Security card, it said not eligible for employment, except for, on campus. Because to be employed, I would be taking a job that an American could do.
Yeah. Well, and I mean, I think it goes both ways too. Like if I talk a lot about wanting to just move to Portugal, but I don't know that Portugal would accept me and give me citizenship unless I'm bringing something to the table. They don't want me just to go over there and mooch off of their public services either.
England also.
So, I mean, it makes sense to me, but a lot of us don't really travel too far from home. So when you get to meet people that have lived all over the world and understand that there's a lot more going on, there's a lot of nuance there, there's a lot of paperwork, and there's reasons why for things. It's definitely interesting.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's good.
So I'm a citizen.
You're a real citizen.
I'm a real citizen, and I can wear the sticker that says
You
I
can
voted.
vote. You can vote. Yeah, we should probably do a little. There's some stuff coming up on the Texas ballot in November. I'm going to do some research on that. Maybe we can share that with our audience so that we're all informed about what we need to be voting on for and against, or just in general. Okay, so tell me about your skydiving adventure.
Have you ever skydived?
No, I have a friend, client.
Sam, have you ever
Bro.
skydived?
No other feeling in the world can compare.
You've done it?
To skydiving.
Dude.
Yep, I did it like you, tandem,
Yeah.
in Cozumel.
Oh, Cozumel.
Cozumel.
So you did it over the beach.
I did it over the ocean, and then we, ended up on the beach.
I did it over Nottingham, England.
That's awesome.
So cool.
And it was a spur of the moment decision. Like, I've wanted to skydive since I was about 18.
I recommend it to everybody.
I do too. And the last trip home 2 years ago, Stephanie, myself, and my brother were having a late night conversation on a Monday night, just talking about life and passions. And my brother's into boulder climbing right now because ultimately he wants to squirrel suit. And he said, before you can squirrel suit, you have to have so many skydives.
Yeah.
I was like, he said those guys in squirrel suits look like they're living their best life. I'm like, you want to skydive? And now the atmosphere shifted a little bit, and he's like, yeah, I'd love to. I'm like, me too. I've wanted to do it for forever. Would you do it with me? And he's like, yeah, I'll do it with you. And I was sure he was thinking like next trip.
Yeah.
Well, I'm start egging him on, like, would you really do it?
Yeah.
Well, before we went to bed, we did skydiving near us on Google, and sure enough, Nottingham's an hour away, and they had a jump school. And before we went to sleep that night, I booked jumps for me and my brother.
I love it.
And then all we had to do was scheme how we could get to Nottingham without lying to our parents. Because they've always said, if you're going to do it, don't tell us until after you've landed.
That's great.
And so we winged it, for lack of a better word, and took off to Nottingham, and never been to Nottingham. Loved that town, that city, village. Has the oldest pub in England.
That's cool.
To our viewers, looking at the picture right now of Tim free falling,
Yep.
look at his skin and the way it's distorted. That's because of the wind resistance that is deafening
It was
at that
great.
moment.
It's so
And
good.
It's just everything's pushing against you, and you just almost feel like there's a moment where you still feel like you're falling, but like you look around, and you're like, am I really falling?
Yeah, it's really slow, isn't it?
It is. It's surprisingly slow. Like you have a lot of thoughts.
It's surprisingly slow, but you fall. I jumped from 14,000.
Yeah, that was my distance too. Yeah, 14.
14,000 feet, and the chute opened at 5,000. He pulled the chute at 5,000 feet above the clouds. You can't see the pictures, but they're on the screen.
That's great.
They're on the feed, and so 14,000 to 9,000 feet in about
Free fall.
50, 60 seconds.
It's crazy.
And it doesn't feel like you're falling at all, except you got wind. That is
Crazy.
it. But everything's moving towards you so slowly, but you're just
Just free falling.
so anyway, I turn 50 next summer, and I want to get certified.
Nice.
That's
Nice.
I can do it in a week.
That's great. I have a friend acquaintance, better friends with my little brother up in Sioux Falls, South Dakota, and he's been an instructor for a long time. Told me some crazy stories, and he's a guy that also does base jumping, like off of the really tall
I don't know if I wanna do
radio
that.
towers, that are way out there in the middle. He'll go up and jump off of those too.
No,
I don't know.
the plane was great. Now I didn't know what to expect. I thought maybe I'd be one of 5, 6, 7 people. Well, it was a jump school, and so you do 20 jumps in 4 days. They had 2 planes going at a time, each carrying 16 jumpers.
Wow.
So it was an all-day affair.
Yeah.
Like, we got out there about lunchtime. Our jump wasn't till end of the afternoon. I think we were second to last jump, and while you're waiting, they have a viewing grassy knoll area, and plane takes off, and 16 people are coming down, and another plane takes off, and 16 people. It's crazy.
It's great.
It was
Just
so
jumping
good.
out of
What order were you in jumping out of the plane?
What number?
Yeah, what were?
I was about 8.
about halfway through.
Yeah.
So when I went up, I was the very first one out. But afterwards, am I reflecting? I'm like, what were you thinking when they opened that door and they started lining up in pairs, and was it just the anticipation building up? And
Yeah, I was very pensive all morning long. Pensive.
Pensive.
And you walk into the plane by yourself. My tandem was behind me, but we weren't connected.
Right.
Well, during the flight, it's like, okay, now we get close. And so they cinch you up.
oh yeah, you get close.
You're almost sitting on his lap.
Yeah.
And because you're held by 4 hooks, like two on your shoulders and 2 on your hips, and they cinch it tight because you don't want any.
Yeah.
You're falling as one, and and then to get off the bench, you like 2 of you are kind of doing the shuffle, and then Sam, for me, you're sitting in the doorway. And you're off the plane, but he was on the plane.
Yes. The first, because you're tandem, you go out first, and you're kind of hanging there.
Like, he's your center of
And you're
balance
just
on
like,
the edge of the plane.
Oh, here we
Meanwhile,
go.
my butt is off, and I'm being held by 4 hooks.
Oh, and my guy, we did a flip.
Yeah, you tumble out.
Did you tumble out? Okay,
Yeah.
I didn't know if that was normal either, but yeah, I remember the first thing there's the plane. Wait,
Nope, the plane's 2,000 feet high. Did you get the video package?
No, I did not.
I did. My camera guy was holding on to the outside of the plane.
Wow.
Like this. On the outside,
Really?
looking at me. Yeah, I'm sure you've already shown the picture at the very beginning where we're in the doorway.
Yep, in the doorway.
So the camera guy that took that picture was hanging on to the outside of the plane.
That's
wow.
crazy.
And it looks like there's a camera person behind you, or that may just be another diver.
Another diver. But that was the moment of truth.
Yeah.
I mean, not once did I want to back out, but that was the trust fall.
Yeah.
Oh, you're committed at that point.
Yeah.
I mean, it was
You
like,
are so committed.
Jumping out of a perfectly good airplane.
and
Some would say that's a definition of insanity.
And I don't know about for you, Sam. The training for a tandem jump's like 5 minutes.
Yeah, it's like watch a video.
It's like I'm your safety.
Yeah.
Don't hurt me.
Yeah.
So here's how you don't hurt me. When we leave, put your head on my shoulder so that you don't headbutt
Smack
me.
me. Yep.
And then when you come down, this is how we're gonna land.
Yep.
I didn't get grass stains. I didn't get like it was so smooth.
Did you get to know the guy that your life depended on?
Oh, we were so close.
My guy was Mexican Special Forces.
That's great.
He had a family to go home to.
That's
That's
great.
It made me feel good that he had a family to go home to.
Great.
2 young
Yeah.
kids.
Yeah. He had a reason to live.
That's so funny. So, all right, Mr. Tim, let's bring it back to the
Okay.
ground as we wrap up a little bit, because
Yeah.
I want to focus on what you're doing now
Yeah.
and the work that you're doing now. So you guys purchased InFocus a couple years ago,
Yes.
and when did you guys move into 1117 Studios?
Immediately.
Right away.
Right away.
Okay.
Where in focus was downtown Abilene. It was in prime real estate.
Mm-hmm.
The leases were pretty high,
Yep.
and my wife and I already had 1117 Walnut Studios and Gallery, and we were in a position where we could buy InFocus Digital quickly. There was life event for the previous owner, and funny thing, the opportunity to buy the business came up right after the skydive.
Really?
Yeah, it was almost like the skydive was a foreshadowing of
Sometimes
a
that
faith
happens.
leap.
Sometimes that happens.
So we had 2 weeks before we assumed lease of about $2,000 to $3,000 altogether. And we already had 1117 Walnut, so we made a impromptu decision to move In Focus Digital into the space that we already owned and save that money.
Cool.
So,
Good.
so
And I came and saw the space. I can't believe it's the first time I've seen it. I'm a little ashamed by that, but I came by Monday morning and got to see the studios and the gallery and your shop, you can call it a shop, and kind of what you're working on right now. And it's just really, really well done. I think the gallery looks great. The art there is
the
fantastic.
studios and
Lots of
gallery
great
was all
artists.
Stephanie.
Well, maybe she'll come on and talk about it one of these days. But I just
Maybe
want to give
so.
it some props. I think it's really well done,
Thank
and I just want to encourage our audience to know that there is
Check it out.
wonderful,
1117
wonderful art here.
Studios and Gallery.
So you guys bought
1117 open to the public daily
Yes, by appointment.
by appointment.
Yeah.
Do you make a call? Is that how you make an appointment?
Yes, they can. When they call the building, they either get me or Stephanie.
because you're there most of the time.
I'm up there most of the time,
Yeah.
but not all the time.
Yeah.
And being like right now, I'm not there, and
Yeah.
the building's closed. But if I know you're coming, I can schedule you.
And some of the artists that have studios in the space are there from time to time too. I mean,
Yeah, for sure.
You might be able to catch somebody.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So the gallery is available for rental.
Gallery is available for rental, and
Yeah.
you do have one or two studio spaces still available for artists.
Yes, we currently have 2
Okay.
at this time. At this immediate time, we have 2.
So if you're looking for a studio space, get in touch
Yep.
with you or Stephanie.
Yep. And if you need a small space for 130 people or less for an event, our place is ideal for that too.
Mhm. And it really is pretty. It's really
It is pretty.
It's really.
Yeah.
So in focus.
In focus.
You're mostly focusing now on like analog. I'm not going to say this well. Let's just say
Analog to digital is a good way to say it.
retrievement, yeah.
The way I describe it is anything that's tape, disc, or reel based technology,
Mm-hmm.
as well as photo restoration. I do that too. Over 25 formats,
Mm-hmm.
vintage formats that I convert to digital. When I first was introduced to In Focus, I saw the potential in that industry.
Mm-hmm.
And it's been great. There's a lot of room for growth, because everybody has VHS tapes or 8mm tapes or
a DVD
or
or-
DVDs or vinyl records. One of the very first projects I did was an 8-track mixtape
Oh, cool.
from 1976, the year I was born.
That is cool.
Recorded off the radio on 8-track,
On 8-track.
and Hey Jude by the Beatles was the song of the decade.
Man, that is cool.
That was rad.
And it is kind of fun in your workspace there to see, some of this, in my mind, dated equipment. It's like, man, I haven't seen VHS. for a
Right.
long time. But you have them. So if you've got, pictures, movies, whatever, any content that you would like to get moved over to a more high definition digital format, In Focus Media.
In Focus Digital
In Focus
is
Digital.
where to do it.
Yep.
Out of 25 vintage formats, about 22, 23 of them I do in-house. There are a couple that I use industry partners for, based on access to equipment and things like that.
Yeah.
But, yeah, bring them to me.
So what's your turnaround time? Like if I brought you, like an old VHS of my parents' wedding or something, and I brought it to you and I wanted that turned into, something digital that I can have
Sure.
on my computer. What does that take? Couple days, couple weeks, couple months?
A week to 2,
Okay.
depending on how busy I am and how.
How clean the tape is.
Well, funny you say that,
Yeah,
Sam.
funny you bring that up, Sam.
Funny you bring that up because I make it a point to clean every tape. Because
Because they're probably dirty.
they're all dirty. They're all dirtier than you think.
And that will scratch it up real quick. if you
And
don't-
it'll gunk up my machines. the amount of times that I've recaptured the same tape 2 or 3, 4 times in different machines trying to get a better signal, because I don't like I'm not going to give up on your tape, because if I have audio but no video, I know it's not the tape. It's probably the way it's going through the machine. And so, I'm going to be thorough, but I've made it a point to clean every tape, rubbing alcohol pads, machines, clean every tape, and it saves me a lot of time on the, it's a little bit of a selfish reason, but it saves my deck, saves me time having to do things over and over again. But the customer knows that they're getting the best signal, best product I can give them. I call them time capsules, and I have the keys.
I think that's a really good way to say it.
I view your material.
Yep.
Oh, doctor.
Huh?
Doctor.
Doctor. Yeah.
Yeah.
One tape, and I don't think I'll ever do this again, but one tape, I had a high 8 tape, and it had sticky shed syndrome, which it's a type of mold, but it makes the tape stick to itself. A lot of it's moisture based, and it makes the tape stick to itself. So when it comes off the reel, the tape just tears. And this one tape, I YouTubed what can I do with this tape? And there's another English guy in Phoenix that has a YouTube channel, and he's been doing conversions for 20 plus years. Anyway, he had a video on it. So I was like, okay, I'll do it. I must have done over 100 splices on this one tape.
Dang.
I was like, it ate my lunch when it came to, as far as time goes. But at the end of the day, I was able to get an hour and 15 minutes of usable material off of that tape.
That's awesome.
That was absolutely useless before, had I not given it the time of day.
Yeah, that's good.
So now my method's changed, and it won't be like that ever again.
Yeah.
But that experience was satisfying to me, because I was able to get an hour and 15 minutes off of something that I really wasn't sure I was going to be able to get anything.
Yeah. Well, and you learn best practices for moving forward and all that too.
Exactly.
So that's kind of the bread and butter right now for In Focus Digital.
Yes. Yeah.
Is doing these conversions.
Yes.
Yeah.
That is bread and butter. I also do live video production and things. We got some projects in the works.
Cool.
Regarding that, but right now, immediately,
that's mostly the thing. But if someone wanted to hire you out for some live video production, a wedding or something like this, you would be someone to
Would
talk
love
to.
to. Yeah, absolutely. I'm passionate about it.
And then you're working towards starting your own podcast.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I started off saying that I want to be you when I grow up.
Oh man.
Yeah.
I don't know if I'm a worthy goal, but that's exciting. So will you guys do that at the space or at 1117?
I'm yes, no.
Okay.
Probably.
Okay.
I'd like it to be mobile.
Right on.
We have some similar aspirations with that.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it's always good to collaborate with others that are successful in doing what you want to do. This is the first podcast I've ever been on.
What? I don't believe that.
It is. It's
You're
the
so
very
natural.
first podcast. Am I?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's not like having a gun to my head, but it's close.
Oh man.
No, it's not. Part of the autism. As a kid, I was fearless. Like, I had no problem being in front of people. My parents have recordings of me. I've got them in my shop to convert, like tape cassette of me reading a poem in front of school at the end of the school year and things. I was fearless. Age 12, back in England, new drama teacher or theater teacher. I don't know what she said to me. She might have just corrected me and redirected some behavior or something. Fearful, like afraid of people.
Really?
For 30 years.
It's incredible when, especially, I mean, I think this is true as adults too, but when we put ourselves in a place of vulnerability and creativity and someone comes along and whether they're intending to do it or not, tell us that, no, that's a bad drawing or no, you're doing it wrong or whatever, it can be traumatizing and it can frees people up forever.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like I can't tell you how many stories I've heard of like, oh, I'm not an artist, I can't draw. And if you dig into it, well, it's because somebody told them, a teacher, a parent, or somebody told them, no, you're doing it. That's dumb, whatever. And it's frustrating how fragile our creativity really can be, and we have to kind of protect it.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, I don't know what the teacher said. I don't even know if it was brutal.
Yeah.
It probably was just, hey, put your shoes up.
Mm-hmm. But that was it. That's all.
That was it. That's all it took to make me
Yeah.
afraid of people.
Mm-hmm.
And so the last couple of years, I've really tried to be intentional of taking opportunities like this to, you know,
Put
face
yourself out
fear,
there.
as it were,
Yep.
and you know.
Jump out of the plane, baby.
And something I've learned is that you can't be fully loved unless you're fully known. And when I heard that, it kind of
Gotcha. It's good. So
it stuck.
But what if you really don't feel like you know yourself yet, still fully?
Well, that's
spend time
That's-
learning, I guess. Spend time loving yourself, Sammy. So when you think about your podcast, because I'm curious about it, there's so many. I mean, I think this is a common thing, not just in Abilene, but like people are starting podcasts left and right.
Sure.
I mean, we're doing it too, and it's been fun. But there's like some difficulties in it. Like I think I have it pretty easy because Sam takes care of most of the technical stuff for me, and all I have to do is find an interesting person to talk to every week, which has been pretty easy so far, for the most part. I have a client, he and his wife they use Howdy Media, and they go and do like one day a month, and they film, and then Darren, clips it up, cuts it up, and posts it on a timeline for them throughout the calendar. And Alejandro was in the studio this week, and we were talking about it. How's it going? He said, yeah, I think we're kind of considering maybe doing a podcast at the house because it would make it easier for us to not, they have, little kids and stuff too. So I understand that, like being able to just turnkey it at your own time when it works for you, that makes sense. But then also coming up with content regularly and like if I just talked about myself, podcast would have been over after the first month.
Right.
Like I don't think I'm that interesting. I don't have that many great stories. Other people do, and so that's a wonderful highlight. So have you thought about what kind of content you guys would want to produce?
Yeah, so the subject matter is going to be Christian.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to call it the Gog Pod Podcast.
The God Podcast?
Gog Pod.
The Gog Pod?
Gog Pod Podcast.
Gog Pod Podcast. Okay.
Goodness of God Podcast.
Okay.
Podcast.
All right. Okay.
Gog Podcast
Gog
didn't
Podcast.
seem right, so Gog Pod. Goodness of God Podcast.
Cool.
I love listening to testimonies of real people where miraculous intervention, divine intervention in people's lives, good or bad. A lot of times bad sucks and hurts real bad, but I think that God allows it. I mean, it's proven. I mean, if you look back and it's like, oh, thank goodness that happened.
Mm-hmm. The silver linings and stuff.
The silver linings of things. And I've landed on the view that if you can't make it up, whether it's good or bad, there's a divine aspect to it.
Can you unpack that a little bit more?
Like, bad happens, sucks real bad. A lot of times I think it's allowed to grow you, to stretch you, to put you in a place of reliance on the divine. As our source and things like that. And also, the flip side, if something really good happens, it's not because I had any impact on it.
It's kind of saying everything happens for a reason. It's all
Everything
in
happens
God's
for a
hands.
reason. Right.
Yeah, I like the idea that the ball has already landed. Like my golfer in me, it's
Right.
like, I'm gonna do my best to take the best shot possible, but the outcome is really not up to me.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's good.
And you know, how many times do we're in a rush and we get stopped at every stoplight?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
You know, maybe there's a reason for us to slow down against our will. You know, it's frustrating. It's like, I'm going to be late.
Yep.
Well, maybe there's a lesson that you need to be more punctual and plan your time better, or be more prepared.
Yeah.
You know, preparation meets opportunity. There's a law there, right?
Yeah.
Definition of luck or blessing,
Yeah.
however you want to look at it. Preparation before opportunity. Opportunity doesn't come to those that aren't prepared.
Yeah.
Sometimes it does, but then it's a waste.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you end up not stewarding the opportunity, right?
Suiting up and showing up.
Suiting up, showing up when you
Yep.
don't want to, even
Yep.
if you just show up. In our house, Stephanie taught me, she has a saying, better than zero.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like on any given day, she could have a list of to-dos to do.
Mm-hmm.
And if she does the most mundane, basic one out of all of them, well, and that's all she gets done
Yeah.
for the day. It was
It's
better than zero.
Yep. Yep.
Better than zero. It's, you know, a
Interesting.
state of contentment.
Yeah.
And so the Goodness of God podcast is going to be spiritual based. I've got a couple of other hosts in mind
Cool.
to help me with it. And I'll be the producer and a host. One's in England and another one's here in Abilene. But we're looking for testimonies of the goodness of God, you know, on ordinary people. Because if I can see an example of how God's been good to you, maybe I can believe that He'll be good to me too.
Yeah.
But testimonies, Bible study, just I don't know what it's going to look like. I've been kicking this around for a couple of years, and
Yeah.
I think I might be in a position, might be ready to.
Well, I mean, today we broke your podcast virginity, and so
Yeah.
you know you can now go forward and know, oh, that wasn't that bad.
It's not
I
that
can
bad.
sit and talk for an hour. That's not that bad.
And podcasts are not as easy as they seem.
No,
I mean, it
they're not.
seems as everybody has a podcast.
Yeah. Yeah.
They're a lot more accessible than they used to be, but still quite a challenge.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
if you see all the equipment behind the scenes,
Well, that too, and then to ask people for their attention for a full hour
Sure.
or however long your podcast is, you know, I think anytime I get a view, I'm just like, man, that's so great. Someone gave an hour of their time and attention to listen to that, and so I always feel real blessed by that. You know,
Yeah.
like it was worthy for somebody. Yeah. Well, as we wrap up today, any last things you want to share with us? Anything we didn't get covered?
I don't think so. I think
Pretty
it's
good?
been a good chat.
Good.
We've been pretty thorough.
Yeah. Any final questions for Sam or myself?
Would you skydive?
I would skydive. Yeah, it's on my bucket list for sure.
How old are your children? Are they grown?
Yeah, mostly getting there. 23, 20, and 17.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, you should totally skydive.
yeah. Maybe I'll wait for my life insurance policy to run out, and then I'll start skydiving.
Funny you say that. So, at the jump school where I jumped, Langer, in Nottingham, there was my videographer that was holding on to the plane. He had just reached his half-life, they call it. He'd been jumping more than half of his existence.
Wow.
Like he had one opportunity as an 18-year-old to do a fundraising jump, and then they said, "Well, you can go again for $30, 30 pounds." It was like, "Well, hell yeah!"
Yeah.
So he went again, and then that turned into jump school, and his story, I think he thought he was going to be tandem, but it turned out that he wasn't. He was tethered, and so. But he got addicted too, and
That's great.
And jumped for more than half his life. There was another guy that was probably in his 80s, totally uninsured. Like nobody would insure this guy, but he was jumping,
Still jumping.
still jumping.
Yeah. Well, maybe we can.
And once you're certified, Sam, you can jump anywhere in the world for the price of a lift fee and a suit. Really? Yep. Like less than $100, you can jump. once you're certified.
That's so cool. That's super.
Yeah.
How much does it take to get certified? Though?
A lot of
About
jumps.
$5,000.
Yeah, a lot of jumps. That's
Yeah.
$5,000, about 30 jumps, plus ground school.
Yep.
But
Well,
would
this
love
is-
to do it.
Well,
My
I'll do it
50th
again.
birthday present.
Gonna do it.
I might open a GoFundMe for my.
There you go. There you go. Come watch.
That's a joke.
Come watch you.
Yeah. would
Well,
love to
brother,
do
I
it.
really appreciate you being on the channel today, and maybe we can get you back on at some point. And
Yeah.
Keep chatting, and we'll stay in touch because we share a similar background with the video tech and
Yeah.
everything, and you've been helpful, and we want to be helpful, and so we'll just continue to grow
Yeah.
our community.
Love it.
Good.
Thank you for having me.
Man, it's been a pleasure.
It's been awesome.
Well, friends, if you ever want to come and watch Travi Wavi live, we do these Thursday mornings around 10 or 11, and we'd love to have you come down, grab a cup of coffee next door at Majestic Coffee Shop, and come over here and check us out. Please subscribe if you've watched, like, share with your friends, comment. Got some more great guests coming on in the next few weeks. Looking forward to sharing their stories with you. And I think that's about all I have for today. Thanks again, Sam Wolf, our technical producer extraordinaire. Thank you, Tim, for your time and energy and conversation. It was wonderful. And we will see you guys next week. Signing off from the Travi Wavi.